Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I've got something a little bit different to share with you, and that is a trade that I took trading on the 1 hour time frame and trading pure price action. I'm going to break down the strategy that I used for this winning trade, so let's dive onto the charts. So I took this trade on Tuesday, and it was unlike other trades that I take. If you've been following my channel, you'll know that I've been sticking to the faster time frames, and I've been day trading about the same time every day, the London breakout session around about 8 o'clock. But for this trade, I was just doing something a little bit different. I've been practicing and studying the charts using the larger time frames, and I was just playing around with this concept of basically looking for the authority on the larger time frames for different moves in the market. And for this, I basically looked through the watch list that I made at the beginning of the week, and I was looking for a strong trend. That was the main thing I was looking for this trade. And that was why my attention was brought to pound New Zealand dollar, because it has been in a very strong uptrend. And I was wanting to watch it to wait for that pullback, for that correction in the market, so that I might look for a potential trading opportunity. So let's have a look at the charts for pound New Zealand dollar. So we're going to use the bar replay tool on TradingView just to take us back in time to what I saw when I got into the trade, or should I say when I analysed and set my order for the trade. Because what's different about this trade for me was that I actually used a buy limit order, which isn't something I've usually done before, but it's a really useful way to set trades if you are really busy, if you've got a busy lifestyle, if you're holding a full-time job whilst trading. You know, if you're not always around the charts to be able to get into the market then and there, then limit orders or stop orders can be really useful. And for this trade, I used a buy limit order. So the general theory behind that, if you are new to that concept, is that if the market is moving upwards and you want to buy, but you obviously don't want to buy whilst it's moving up, you want to wait for a safer entry, a pullback, you can set an order line below current price action, so that once price comes back down to your order and hits that, the buy is then activated. And the theory being that you place that at a point in the market where you're predicting the price is going to shift and then continue moving upwards into your profit area. So for the analysis of this trade, before we get more into the details of the actual order setting, I first of all went on to the 4 hourly time frame and just had a look at the overall current price action for this pair. And as you can see, we have recently been in this really nice strong uptrend, respecting the trend line to the upside. And that was pretty much all I wanted to see on the 4 hourly time frame, was a strong trend. Once I'd established that and saw that we were making higher highs and higher lows, I then shifted down to the 1 hour time frame, which was the main time frame I was using to manage this trade. Again, we can see this really nice uptrend patterns where we are getting the higher highs and the higher lows. So just breaking down the analysis of this trade before I got into it, I wanted to first of all just establish the key areas and the key levels in the market. So to do that, I started from the left. I identified the high here and the low. We then broke this high and made a new higher high, which is why I added this dotted line here. But then as you can see, we came down and we consolidated a little bit. We made a low here, but it was above the previous low, so it was still a higher low. But we didn't quite make another high above the previous high, so we were still in this consolidation area. However, we then made another low, which is the same level as this previous low. So this is a really nice double bottom pattern, which can indicate the move upwards. From that double bottom, we then continued to move higher, and we just about broke this previous high, but we were still consolidating a little bit around this area here. Once we broke this consolidation, we made a new high here, which is where I put this dotted line. And then the market pulled back to the previous high, this dotted line here. It respected this level once and then twice, another double bottom before moving higher up. So that's why I added this box here, because this is the new higher low and it is being respected in the market. So it's quite a key level. Continuing on with this, after we'd made this new higher low, we then pushed past the previous high and made a new higher high, and then we made a new higher low. Because price action then pushed past this higher high and made a new high here, I knew that this higher low was another key level in the market, and based on the history of the current price action for this pair, I was thinking that there was a strong chance that price was going to come back into this area for a pullback and then find some sort of support and bounce from there to move higher. Now, ideally, to get into this trade, I would like to wait to see for the market to pull back and then see some actual candlestick patterns around the key level area. And that would have been a safer entry. So this trade is not perfect. And I'm not sharing it with you saying that this is the best strategy in the world and you should do it. I'm just sharing a different approach to the market that fortunately worked in my favor on this occasion. But the way that I set this, it was about 3:30 in the afternoon and I was going to be busy from then on. So what I basically did after I established these key levels was I decided that if the market was going to pull back, it was either going to bounce off this previous higher high or it was going to pull back to this key level. And we never really know what the market is going to do. Trading is a game of probabilities after all. So I decided to set a buy limit order in the middle of these two key levels, but I made sure that I put my stop loss below the previous higher low, because then if price action was going to pull back for this for some support or maybe to make a double bottom, at least it would be within my trading zone and the trade would still have a chance. But I didn't want to place my order at this level in case price action was too strong and didn't need to pull back that far. So I placed it in the middle. I used a 30 pips stop and a 3% target. So I was risking 30 pips to make 90 pips. Once I set this limit order at this place, I set my hard stop and I set my hard target. I then just turned the computer off and walked away and practiced the idea of not thinking about the trade, which is something I've been struggling with. I'm not really good at setting it and forgetting it, but that was my goal with this, was that I didn't want to look at it again until the next day. And that's what happened. So just playing this on a little bit. And as you can see, during the Asian session overnight, price action just started to trend down in this pullback and it literally tapped my entry. It made a nice green candle here and then it basically took off from there. So I do believe a lot of trading is, look, you know, we can use these techniques and we can use price action and technical analysis and create a plan and try to shift the probabilities in our favor, but at the end of the day the market will do what it does. And I think that this was just a lucky trade. I placed my entry at the right place in between the key levels, the previous higher high and the previous higher low. And it's just really nice because when I looked at this the following morning around about midday, the trade had hit take profit. And if I just carry this on now so you can see how the market actually went in the end, as you can see, I got the last wave of that uptrend before the market has actually dropped below with quite a strong momentum. And now it looks like it may be shifting for a potential reversal. But all in all, it was a good trade. It was a nice experience for me to trade the larger time frames. I felt like it was more relaxed and I felt like because it effectively the trade has longer to play out, in a weird way it helped me to deal with the emotional side of trading. I was able to sort of switch off and let the market do its thing, let probabilities do their thing without meddling. So I'm certainly going to be playing around with this time frame a lot more. So I hope that you've enjoyed this recap on my trade of the week. If you've got any questions or comments, do leave them below. And if you've enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe so that you can catch my new videos. And I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks guys. Bye.